is up, guys? I just wrapped up watching episode 6 of Moon Knight. So here's my series, I don't even know what to call it, series review, series breakdown. I don't know if they're continuing seasons. I'm hearing mixed things, but let's get into it right now. So overall, the first episode of Moon Knight, it was hit or miss. It was interesting because it definitely felt different than what Marvel was trying to do. But it was definitely the second episode until the end of the season or series that really got me excited for this whole show and enjoyed it all. But let's get into it right now. So this show is definitely not your average Disney Marvel show at all. This is the most separate MCU project that I've ever seen before. All other MCU projects feel really connected and they hint towards the Avengers or other Marvel characters. Moon Knight does not do that. Moon Knight's a standalone, separate storyline that is connected to the wider Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it does not feel connected, which I love. This is what really stands out for me to enjoy this show as a whole. And I'll also get out there right now that this is my first introduction to Moon Knight and Mark Spector or Stephen Grant, all those characters in this show. And let me tell you, I really enjoy most of them. We'll get into that right now. But I love how the show dives right into the multiple personality disorder. It's a psychological elements in this show that really get me like immersed into the experience. I'm just going to say right now that Oscar Isaac in this show playing Mark Spector, Stephen Grant, and later we know Jake is the third personality that we end up finding out. He does a phenomenal Oscar-worthy performance, I feel like. If there's ever a Marvel show or film, this should be in the talk for a performance. Oscar Isaac is phenomenal and kills it as Moon Knight in this show. I love Oscar Isaac going into it, but just seeing him in this show, I really love him. And I dig how he carries emotion from and how he plays each character and personality so differently. Mark Spector to Stephen Grant, how he plays these characters is phenomenal. We'll talk about the third character towards the end. You really feel a lot of emotion in all of Oscar's performances. One of the episodes that is, if not my favorite, my second favorite, episode 5, carries a lot of emotional weight on Oscar Isaac's Mark character and Stephen character. We finally learned out that Stephen is the made up version of Mark's character, an alternate version, because this episode 5 is so fucking emotional. I could not believe how incredibly well it was done and executed. Basically, to sum it up, he is quote unquote responsible for his brother's death, and his mom basically abuses him and makes him feel like shit, belittles him. And it's in that moment of weakness that Mark creates a fake persona of Stephen Grant in his head to live out the pain. And it's something very emotional that I wasn't expecting that they would dive into, but they did, and that's where it hit me at home. I also love the Moon Knight costume. Now there's two costumes or suits in here. There's the Mark Spector badass Azrael Batman looking suit, or there's Mr. Knight, which is kind of like Deadpool, it kind of looks like, and that's Stephen's suit, and I like both of them. I love Stephen's journey as well, as his character ends up learning how to fight in certain scenarios towards the end of the show, and I just love their banter between Mark and Stephen throughout the show, and they finally really unite towards the end of the show, especially Stephen sacrificing himself in episode 5. We know he comes back in episode 6, but it's weird to say that I love Oscar Isaac's chemistry as Mark and Stephen. It's weird to say that, guys. Know that basically the Egyptian god Khonshu, I wanted to pronounce his name right, possesses Mark into being Moon Knight. Now, I really love the Egyptian god standpoint. We don't go into, it's not really Greek gods or anything like that. So like I said, it's definitely separate from the MCU style, even though it is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I really dug what they were doing, something different. I love the Egypt vibe. I love the setting. I love the score. The visuals look really good in this film, in this show as well. It really does feel like a film. That's what I like. It's something about it though too, I will say that there are CGI moments, especially in episode 1 or 2, that looked really not the best, but they really do end up paying off towards the end of the show, season, or series. I don't even know what the fuck to call it at this point, but I can't I can't keep getting over how different this show is compared to any other Marvel show or film that we've ever seen. I can't get over that, and that's why I think I like it the most. Now, I do want to dive into the supporting cast or characters in this film, keep saying film, in the show, which is basically Layla and Harrow. I want to talk about Layla first. I really enjoyed Layla. I like the actress too as well who plays Layla. I like her character a lot until episode 6. And here's my problem, and if I get hate for it, I don't give a fuck. I think it was very forced and stupid to have her suit up as a superhero in the episode 6. It wasn't needed, and I could have done without it. I felt like it was too forced, and I hate to say anything like this, but it didn't need it. I love Layla's character besides being a superhero. And she's an Egyptian god superhero. She's the hippo girl, forgot what her name was, that ran the underworld or the afterlife world, which I liked what they dived into with the afterlife, how there's multiple afterlives. We also saw the afterlife in Black Panther. They hinted towards that. That's actually one of the only MCU hints that I ever caught, very briefly, but it's little things like that. But yeah, I just didn't like her as a superhero. I couldn't really believe into it. I really enjoyed her as her civilian character. There was one, I think it was episode 3 or episode 4. It's episode 4 where they're on a treasure hunt. It feels like Indiana Jones or Uncharted, and I really enjoyed that, her banter between the banter between Mark and Layla. I really enjoyed that. But that's what I mean, like, it got a little too much in episode 6, where even though episode 6 is definitely my favorite episode, it got a little too much and took me out with her becoming a superhero. I just rolled my eyes. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This is Moon Knight. Whatever. But let's talk about Mr. Ethan Handsome Hawke as Harrow. I think his performance is top notch. I love Ethan Hawke. I love me some Ethan Hawke, but I love him as Harrow, being this cult leader. I don't know how to explain it, but this fucking weird, creepy cult leader. He pulls it off really well, walking in glass on his sandals, but also switching towards, we know about this other asylum psychiatric center that takes place in the show, where the audience is to believe that it's all in Mark's head, and we see Handsome Hawke playing a psychiatrist. They do this really well, and especially Ethan really nails that performance between being a psychiatrist to being Harrow. And I like that a lot, that it's under Oscar Isaac's performances and Ethan Hawke's performance, and they really brought their A game, especially Oscar, of course. Now, I want to talk right into some of the other little things that I want to let you guys know is after episode 6 is over, I still am a bit confused. I think that's also a good thing. It keeps the audience wondering what's going on, and this might be the first MCU show, and I mean this, that I will go back and rewatch. I still have questions, I still have concerns, I still have speculations, and hopefully we get that panned out in a season 2, Secret Wars, Secret Invasion with Moon Knight present, and I really hope that does happen. But let's get into the end credit scene. We know that we see Khonshu basically meets up with Harrow in a white limousine, as the driver is the third personality of Mark, which his name is Jake, and he's kind of more like a mafia guy, a hitman. And basically what happens is Khonshu has Jake kill Harrow and basically shows that it's not over with, and there's more to the story. There's a third personality now, and I'm excited to dive into that. I really want to see where they go with that. My question is, real quick, I want to get out. What are we going to get though, really? Are we going to get a season 2? Are we going to get him in a bigger, wider MCU universe? I hope we get a season 2. Keep it content, and for now, that's where it's working the best for me. But guys, I really want to say this. Out of Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Hawkeye. Now, you guys know I enjoy Loki for the most part, and I enjoyed WandaVision. Falcon and Winter Soldier and Hawkeye were mixed. Moon Knight, I am proud to say, and I actually mean this, is my favorite Marvel Disney Plus show to date. With that being said, there are some slow points in the show. There are some little things that got me a little confused, but it's overweighed by Oscar's performance in the show, and he nails this performance. But with that being said, I give Moon Knight Season 1, or the series finale, limited series, I don't know what to call it, a 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed the show. But guys, let me know your thoughts below. I cannot wait. Tomorrow I'm going to see Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness at 7 o'clock. I didn't get a lot of shit spoiled for me. Fingers crossed I don't get everything spoiled. But guys, let me know your thoughts below on Moon Knight. What did you guys think of this show? Do you guys think they're going to do a season 2, or are we going to see him pop up in other things? Let me know your thoughts below, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys real soon.